Hello, my friends. So, today I'm going to share something very important, and I'm hoping that if you like what I share, you will share it with others, both lay people, but also anybody you think is deeply interested in science and spirituality. Lay people, professionals, scientists, philosophers, and spiritual people. Because I hope what I'm going to share with you is going to put at rest some of the divisiveness between science and spirituality. I'm going to share with you how they intersect and how actually science and spirituality together can expand our experience of projected reality, both science and spirituality, where they intersect and how they can expand the range of our experiences of projected reality. But let's start with some very basic understanding of how science and spirituality intersect. So I'll start with spirituality, then I'll move to science, and then I'll show the intersection, and then see the possibilities for the future of our evolution as a species from human to metahuman. Sounds very ambitious, but what the heck? If we dream together, we can make it reality. They say a dream that you dream alone is a dream, but if you dream together, you can project it into the experience of reality. Okay, the experience of reality. Okay, so let's look at the points I want to share with you. I'll start with spirituality. Spirituality investigates so-called reality through direct experience. And in this case, the only direct experience we can talk about is human direct experience, because spirituality is a domain of understanding and experience that humans seek. So it has to be a human endeavor. So humans try to understand reality through direct experience. And when we understand reality through direct experience, then we use modes of knowing and experience. And as I've mentioned before, these are sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. So in the spiritual traditions, fundamental reality is pure consciousness. And pure consciousness is a field of infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities. It's also self-regulating, self-organizing, unpredictable, creative, so it has infinite creativity, and also has non-local correlation, synchronicity, all the things we've talked about. But fundamental reality, let's call it spirit or presence or awareness or consciousness or being or self. Okay, fundamental reality. One attribute, if we want to give it, I mentioned a few, it's a field of infinite possibilities. So it modifies itself as very subtle sensations called emotions, feelings, thoughts, images, imagination. This we call the mind. Okay, so pure consciousness or spirit, if you want to use the word, I've used many, self, being, awareness, all of that. But let's call it infinite possibilities, modifies itself, this spirit modifies itself as mind, intellect, and ego as a result of these very subtle sensations it modifies into. And this is the mind, intellect, and ego. Okay, the mind. Let's just call it the mind. Spirit modifies itself as mind. And then it further modifies itself as the experience of the body. And how does it do that? through generating sensations, sense perceptions, sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell. So haptic sensations or tactile sensations, visual sensations, sound sensations, taste sensations, and smell sensations. And these are changing, and so we experience them as the changing body. Similarly, we experience the world as changing sensations entangled with the physical body. Okay, so spirituality then sees consciousness or spirit modifying itself into mind, body, and the experience of the world, the entangled world with the body, corresponding to the body. And this is direct experience. Mind, body, and the world as modifications of spirit. Now let's examine science. What does science do? Science uses these same experiences, modes of knowing and experiences, but creates models out of that, useful models. So according to science then, the ground of existence is not spirit, but let's say the quantum field. Okay. And what is the quantum field? It's a field of infinite possibilities. Okay. It's also a field of infinite correlation. It's also a field of entanglement, superposition, all of those things. It has the same attributes as consciousness, but as a model, these attributes are given names: particles, atoms, force fields, gravity, etc. But all of those names are based on modes of knowing and experience. And so the quantum field modifies itself to quantum phenomena. And these phenomena are particles, which of course make up atoms and molecules and the whole shebang that appears as the material world, the material body and the material world. Okay. So we see the parallels. Okay. In one model, spirit, mind, body, universe. In the other model, quantum field, quantum phenomena, and then onwards to atoms, molecules, and the material body and the material world. Those are models of reality. So in one sentence, spirituality explores experience, and science creates models of experience. Once we create the models of experience, we can expand our range of experience. Normally, for example, we only experience a particular range of wavelength of light as visual information. And the same is true for haptic or tactile information, gustatory information, whatever, but a particular range. But by creating models of it, we can explore hidden ranges, which in spirituality we could only explore through actually non-local dormant potentials, calling them extrasensory experience, knowledge of the future, knowledge of the past, etc. But with the models, we can actually don't call them extrasensory perception, even though we could. We can extend our range of experience through the models, and we can give them names: ultraviolet, radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, on and on. So, the models extend our range of visual experience and auditory experience also, and all kinds of haptic experience by going beyond the usual ranges. Okay. So infrasonic, ultrasonic, infrared, microwaves, radio waves, which are also television waves, and then, all the other ranges of experience, haptic, tactile, which, by the way, if we did those through spiritual experience, awakening of dormant potentials, we would call them supernormal abilities. But science gives us supernormal abilities by making models of those experiences. And then we have telescopes and microscopes and hadron colliders and all the technology that is extending what? Our range of experience of what we call projected reality. In science, we would say from the quantum field. In spirituality, we would say from spirit or consciousness. But you see, they're all doing the same thing. Science doing it very effectively now through creating models, including large language models, AI, and then ultra stroboscopic microscopes, radio telescopes, all of that, extending our range of experience. But spirituality takes another route. It goes through transcendence to the source of all experience and then explores the same dormant potentials. I bet you we can expand our experience of the so-called supernormal or extrasensory just by bringing the two methodologies together, science and spirituality. Once again, spirituality, direct experience, means transcendence, self-reflection, mindful awareness of sensory experience, mindful awareness of the body, mindful awareness of what's happening inside the body, interoceptive experience, mindful awareness of the web of mental activity, mental space, mindful awareness of the web of relationships, and ultimately transcendence through self-awareness, going beyond the senses. That's the spiritual method. And then the scientific method, models of the same thing. Now we have this combination that takes us into adventures of inner space and outer space, so-called. Both are actually the same field, modifying itself. The scientific community can call it the quantum field. The spiritual community can call it the consciousness field. It doesn't matter. But when we see their intersection and see that they're exploring the same fundamental reality, calling it different things, quantum field, consciousness field, and then exploring the methodologies together of exploration, we can now embark on adventures in so-called inner space and outer space that, as I said, even Homer never dreamed of. A new age of enlightenment and technology, both. So look at the quantum field. It has the same attributes as the consciousness field. Look at what I call the mind field, clouds of probability, and then quantum field, clouds of probability. In the quantum field, superposition, non-local correlation, entanglement, tunneling, quantum leaps. In the consciousness field, same thing. Infinite possibilities in superposition, clouds of probability, emerging as thoughts and emotions and feelings and modes of knowing. And then in the quantum field, final expression, the material world. In the spiritual exploration, understanding the material world as a combination of sense perceptions, and understanding the body as a combination of sense perceptions. I feel this new era of bringing together science and spirituality is what is going to take for us to take our next evolutionary jump from human to metahuman. Now, if you like this argument and you find it reasonable, then please share it as much as you can, perhaps even in WhatsApp groups, perhaps just with your friends and family or your social network, but definitely with philosophers, scientists, and spiritual teachers as well. I feel very grateful in sharing this with you. Thank you.